Hello, and thanks for tuning in to the Black Hat Bushcraft channel. I'm back out in my camp once again today, and I'm planning to do a little cooking. Today I've got a simple recipe I want to share with you for vegetable beef soup, or in my case, I'm going to thicken it up a little bit and call it stew. It's a simple recipe. It's great for the fall and winter months when you just want that hearty meal to kind of warm you up. I'm getting some coals started back here with my fire right now, and we'll be cooking soon, so stick with me and let's get started. So all the ingredients that I need for this recipe are right here in my bush pot bag, actually contained within my bush pot itself. And I always carry some basic things within my bush pot, and one of those things that I always keep in here for spicing is beef bouillon, and I'm going to use 2 of those cubes today in this recipe. You could always adjust the number of bouillon cubes that you use based on the amount of soup or stew that you want to make. In my case, I'm just making a serving for myself, so you can adjust these measurements according. What I have here is just a single beefsteak strip. It's a Jack Link's one. It came from the grocery store, and because I didn't want to bother with carrying raw meat out here, this is something that I just keep in my pack anyway, and I don't have to worry about it going bad. It's shelf stable, and once I dice it up and put it into this and cook it down a little bit, it's going to soften up and give that taste and that feeling of eating a hearty stew that's got meat in it. So it's a way to get some protein into a stew like this. I have a couple of tins down in my bush pot. The first one is just a 3-ounce tin full of Jasmine rice, just dry rice. And in here what I have is Harmony House vegetable soup mix. This is just dehydrated vegetables. It's got carrots, onions, it's got parsley flakes, bell peppers, green peas, just a lot of good hearty stuff in there. This is a really good quality mix. Got a great flavor to it. So with this, the rice, the beef, the bouillon, and water, we'll have a 5-ingredient stew, which will be a very comforting meal to have in camp. So I'm going to get started on mixing this up as my coals are getting prepared. To get started, I'm just going to add about 1/3 of a pot full of water. And that'll be enough just to get that bouillon started. And I'm just going to add a couple of these cubes here. Now that my bouillon's starting to boil, I'm going to go ahead and get my beef ready. And you can see what this is, just a simple little beef steak strip. You can use a lot of different types of beef jerky. It all just depends on what you prefer, as you can buy it packaged in a lot of different cuts. I just like these little beef steaks. They cost $1 a piece, and they're just convenient. So I'm gonna just cut this stuff up into some little chunks here, which will be nice bite-sized pieces in that stew. All right, ready to go in the stew. I could hear the pot rattling. That beef bouillon is boiling good. So I'm gonna go ahead and get all the ingredients thrown in here so we can start to simmer. Throw my beef jerky in here. Oh yeah, that stuff's good and hot. The next ingredient I'm gonna throw in is about 1/8 of a cup of rice. I'm eyeballing that, but I know that's pretty accurate. All right, so not a whole lot of rice. Just enough to thicken it up a little bit. And the last ingredient will be about 1/2 cup of these veggies. What the heck, we'll go ahead and put 3/4 cup in there. That's how much was in this dish anyway. So we'll make it extra thick. All right, just get that stuff mixed up a little bit. And I can already see I'm probably gonna need to add a little water. And if I add a little too much, I can always cook it down with the top off. All right, let's get it on the fire. I've got my little Trammel here, and that makes it easy to transport my pot. This little rope Trammel system is just excellent. It makes it so convenient and easy to bring your pot on and off the fire, get it closer, to get it hot, or to raise it up and just let the soup simmer. And it's very compact. It just folds right up into my bush pot bag, and it's always ready to go when it's time to start cooking. Just an excellent little system. I'm gonna pull this off the fire, just check and make sure I'm not getting burning or sticking on the bottom of the pot. Oh, that smells good. So I'm gonna need to add just a little more water. I'm letting things sticking up just a little bit too much, and get this thing back on the fire. All right, well, it's the moment of truth. Let's see how this dish has turned out. Oh yeah, that's beautiful. It's got good color, smells fantastic. Looks like the perfect consistency to me. Hopefully you can see down in here real good. Got some nice color. The smell is fantastic. And this is gonna make a nice warm stew on a cold afternoon. I'm looking forward to this. I'm going to use my little Kapilka cup as my eating bowl here. It makes a perfect little serving. Oh yeah, man, that stuff smells fantastic. And I'm not saying it because I cooked it, because I don't like to brag. And the great thing about this is I really only needed 5 simple ingredients to create this great stew. Of course, I had the beef jerky, the vegetable mix, the rice, the beef bouillon, which made the stock for our stew, and then just a matter of adding water to your personal preference. But this is a very rewarding meal to have on a cold day in camp. Well, I'd like to thank you guys for taking the time to tune in for this quick little recipe. It's very simple ingredients, but delicious food. So for me, one of the highlights of being out here in the woods is having a chance to just relax by a warm fire, cook up a nice hot meal, and just enjoy that, being out here with the beautiful scenery, the fresh air, the smell of the smoke. That's just simple pleasure at its best. And when you come out to prepare a meal, it doesn't have to be a complicated affair. Just a few simple ingredients thrown in a bush pot and simmered over a campfire, it almost always turns out good. So if you like the sound of this recipe, give it a try. If not, find some recipes that you like and get out here and do a little camp cooking. I hope to talk to you again with another video very soon. And until the next one, take care and God bless. Whenever people do these camp cooking videos, they always act like their food tastes so good. But I'll be honest with you, mine does.